Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here as we near the end of another week together. And just before we came on the air tonight, the head of the CDC and that new estimate just in, revealing the latest models now forecast the number of deaths from coronavirus here in the U.S. will exceed 100,000 by June 1st. Of course, that's just a couple of weeks from now. Tonight, as this country now begins to reopen, the toll on so many families already. More than 85,000 lives now lost. President Trump today making news with his hope for a vaccine by year's end. The Pentagon later making clear that this is a goal, not a promise. 48 states already beginning to ease restrictions, many crowding into some Texas venues, though new numbers in just late today from Texas showing a dramatic increase in cases and the highest two-day death toll there yet. And in New York State, the governor now saying a barber who stayed open despite the state orders now has the virus. The governor saying at least a dozen customers now have the virus too. A sign of how difficult all of this reopening in different parts of the country will be. There are new concerns tonight about testing in the U.S. How accurate are the tests, the false negatives, and the new analysis and what it shows about a small window, apparently, for accurate results. A lot of Americans who thought they had it, then had a negative test, will want to hear more on this tonight. So we're going to guide you through it all on a Friday evening, and we begin here with ABC's Whit Johnson, leading us off from New York.
Tonight, as more states begin to reopen, including parts of New York, the epicenter of the crisis, an alarming new headline. One barber in Kingston, New York, staying open. The hairstylist testing positive for coronavirus. The governor saying he spread the disease to multiple customers and that it serves as a warning.
Barber in Kingston was operating in defiance of the close order. Infected, I think, over a dozen people. You can't really socially distance and do a haircut.
This as summer-like heat draws more people out of their homes. 4 northeastern states are now promising to open their beaches by Memorial Day.
Got a lot of businesses that's losing money. People ain't working. I think it should be open, wear your face mask, and open.
From New York to Connecticut to Delaware and the Jersey Shore, where today the state hit a new grim milestone, more than 10,000 deaths from COVID-19.
This week is the test. We're going to look how many people come, how controllable it was.
Today, New York taking its first steps toward reopening. Just 5 regions in the central and northern part of the state qualifying for phase 1, allowing construction, manufacturing, and retail limited to pickup and drop off.
We need to get the cash flow in. I need to get guys back to work.
But while some parts of the state are slowly getting back to work, businesses in hard-hit areas like New York City will just have to wait, where the governor extended the stay-at-home order through at least the end of May. Tonight, at least 48 states now easing restrictions, but none of them reporting consecutive 14-day drops in new cases. And in 4 of those states, infections are actually on the rise. Texas tonight reporting the deadliest 48 hours yet, 2 weeks after easing restrictions, following scenes like this at a crowded Houston restaurant. Governors desperate to lessen the economic pain. More than 36 million Americans filing for unemployment. And today the government says retail sales plunged a record 16.4% last month. Sales at restaurants and bars slashed nearly in half.
It is the difference between potentially being able to support oneself long-term as a business and not.
In Florida, the governor says starting Monday, restaurants can expand to 50% capacity and gyms can reopen. And tonight, new signs of hope out west. The Navy hospital ship Mercy heading home to San Diego, 49 days after arriving in Los Angeles to alleviate the burden on hospitals. And the roar of the Air Force Thunderbirds soaring over Southern California today, honoring our healthcare heroes.
Extremely powerful pictures. Whit Johnson with us live here in New York City and along the beach there. And I know there'll be changes in the days ahead. They want people to be very careful as they begin to reopen the beaches in other parts of New York State. But all of this comes tonight with that new estimate from the head of the CDC just out before we came on. Those sobering new projections as this country reopens. They're trying to prepare Americans to recognize that the toll could reach more than 100,000 by June 1st.
And David, the CDC director, saying in a tweet tonight that 12 different projection models are now showing that death toll exceeding 100,000 in just the next couple of weeks. Meantime, here in New York, where the state is reopening beaches, access is going to be limited to 50% capacity, and all group activities, including sports, will be prohibited. David?
Yeah, we've all got to look out for one another. Whit Johnson leading us off tonight. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.